the stream. I'm gonna start the stream. Boo. I scared you. I'm here. Hello, John Turner. And irrelevant. I am here. To be kawaii. Hello, NT. Atomic Thomas. Aussie Pilot. Pendigwin. A normal stream is business as Snoozual. I didn't fall asleep. I'm here. I'm here and I'm awake. I'm normal. This is how VTubers dance. Do you know that? This is the VTuber wiggle. You try that at the club. Go to the club. And try doing the VTuber wiggle. Hot new dance move. You wish you were me. Anyway. Oh my god. I don't... Ugh. Everything. Okay, so today is Sunday. Terrible day. Because it's a Sunday. It's gray. Because it's November. And everybody hates November. Because I said so. And we got the humidifier running. I don't care if it's making noise in the background. It's a necessity. It's my, making like a little biosphere for myself, you know? It's my own conditions. It's my home. Yeah, I got one of those. Yeah, you do. So, like, it's my humidifier. It's not, like, great. I feel like it could be humidifying the air more. It looks like it's, like, puffing out, like, a lot of mist or humidity. I can see it and witness it with my eyes. But I don't think it's enough. Maybe I need a second one. The air is so dry here. It's so very, very dry. It's the kind of dryness that like makes you bleed out of your face. Oh, thank you, Jacob's Palace. Thank you for liking my videos. Just wanted to say, yeah, okay. Yeah. That was a bad yeah. Yeah. That sounded like a mosquito. Yeah. I've lost the touch. I don't have the touch. I don't have the power. I've lost the power of Niaz. It's over. I have to retire now. Hello, Oppie. I used to think that the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars was a Millennium item from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. But you know, for just being like a descriptive term for a period of time, Millennium is way too cool of a word for just what it describes, you know? That's true. Just 1,000 years, a pretty massive concept. I guess the word millennium does fit that, but there's a reason why, like, other stuff is called that even though it has nothing to do with 1,000 years, because it's just too cool of a word to be for one thing. Got house plants. I have tomato plants. They hate my guts. They're covered in tomatoes that don't turn red. Well, they're grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes. You know, the tiny ones. They're green, but then they stay there for a while and they don't turn red because they hate me. They hate me a lot. All plants hate fake. This is true. I don't know why I own tomato plants. I don't even like tomatoes. I guess I can make them into a sauce. A tomato sauce. But I don't know if you can do that with cherry tomatoes. They could be full of poison. I feel like I'm the kind of person who could grow plants made of poison. Like, they weren't supposed to be that way, but they're now. Because I grew them, they're poison. Tomatoes should be easy to poison. You could probably just, like, inject them with a poison, because they're made of mostly water. Tomatoes are nightshades. They were historically poisonous. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Why aren't they poison now, though? What happened to them? Did we evolve the poison out of them? Ugh. God, humans ruin everything. Farming and agriculture / horticulture. Horticulture. It sucks, but I can't hear horticulture without hearing that, like, one sketch. I don't even remember who made it. Which game we play? Game of Life. Thank you, Capybara, for being a real faker for 37 months. She hoarding on my culture. Well, what do they do in horticulture? They figure out your horoscope. I'm hilarious and cute and the best. That was even worse. This is a true arc of the stream. It's going to be me learning how to get my nya back. How Fake got her nya back. My nyas are fading. It's just one of the things that comes with getting old. You can't do the cutesy anime girl voice anymore. You can't nya. I could never do the cutesy anime girl voice to begin with. They'll come back if we all believe in them, yeah. 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 Yeah, speaking of NIS, I do have another, like, Hidden Objects Cats game. I don't think it's by the same developer. Mingle sent it to me. He is a big fan of nya culture. You know? The culture of yeah. That one was pretty good. That was a pretty good nya. Oh yeah. It was the tides of time. What does that mean? Yeah, we're Steam friends. That's right, we're besties. We're besties. Sisters. I'll DM him on Steam and be like, girl. And he'll be like, not answering me. You know what? I don't say girl nearly often enough. Typical mingy. Mangy. You know, he's got a lot going for him with that easily mangleable name. You see, Mangle. That's another one. Listen, he's got to get back into the live streaming business. He goes big on Twitch. He's going to have 1 million people in the chat just saying his name in like a bunch of different fun ways. That's going to be his thing. Like, I think, Sock Pens. He's got like 1 million different versions of his name that people can repeat endlessly in chat. And tonight, I'm baffled by this. Scorpy and the RTVS crew, the Radio TV Solutions crew, are going to be doing a watch along of the first 3 seasons of the Irate Gamer. Apparently, he had 6 seasons in total, which I find unbelievable. And also, how do you divide, like, internet review web shows by season? There never really seemed to be seasons when they were coming out. It was just like, yep, the new one came out when it came out. I guess it's just like based on vibes, like maybe like a major milestone would count as the end of a season, or something really anticipated, or you really went all out with the effects for like a video and then that's the end of the season. I don't know. Is there an overarching plot? From the very little of the Irate Gamer that I watched, I have no idea. I think there was like a skeleton dude. I think there was, maybe, I could be wrong. I think there was a skeleton that he hung out with. I don't know. And in some timeline, it prevented his house from blowing up because he could smell the gasoline. And the other timeline, he told the skeleton to get out and his house blew up. So, I don't know. I mean, every AVGN knockoff had to have skits. All of them. I am kind of glad that we're somewhat out of the skit era of YouTube. I do remember, like, the last time I was watching The Nostalgia Critic, which was quite a time ago, he was trying to bring it back to the point where he was doing reviews that were all skits, which at that point just make a podcast, because I don't care to see all of that. Just not good. Mid, even. Bad. Out of skits into Skibbity. Do you guys think I should watch Skibbity Toilet? Do you think they'll copyright claim me? if I play their episodes on my stream? I've heard that, like, the overarching plot of Skibbity is very deep. I bet it goes hard. like absolute garbage and my nose is congested like hell. Yo, relatable. You just said something relatable to many of us. Not me, though. I'm just tired. I might feel like garbage another day, though. Which, it could be something. I could be viral for being so relatable. I'm glad I've put myself, like, using a shotgun to make my nostrils bigger. No, then it'd be too big. Look, I'm glad I've put myself in a position where when I don't know what to say, I can just make random noises. It makes things really easy for me. I like my life to be easy and cute and fun. It was either this or getting started on that new cross stitch I bought. I bought another one of them mini cross stitches yesterday when I was out. I was out all day, and I'm feeling the effects. I used to be able to handle this so much better when I was younger, but I'm old as shit now. So when I go out for an entire day, I need at least 2 days to recover. That's a problem for me. Thank you for the head pats. I'm so fucking good at that. I'm gaining the nyas back. I have the power. I do have the touch. But yeah, like for some reason, my mom wanted to drive out to these places of like an hour's drive away, in the middle of fucking nowhere, to go to these Christmas markets, which weren't even that good. And like half of the stalls there are just MLMs. Like, seriously. They're just like, oh, we got Scentsy and Bag 31 and Pampered Chef and this other place that sells like dishes and mugs with art that is very clearly AI generated on it, which really pissed me off. Like, I came all the way out to this like fucking market in the middle of nowhere, and you're selling AI generated pictures of cows on hot plates and mugs. Like, fuck off. Three days in a local rainforest gully. Okay, I don't think what I did was as extreme as all that. Don't boop me. And we were at this store that was like in the middle of nowhere, but it was really friggin' big inside. Like, I feel as though the store was built into what used to be like a really big house, but now it's just like a store. And it was like 3 stories tall, and they had a bunch of Christmas stuff and hand lotions. They also sold shoes and books and cross-stitch kits and children's toys and clothes. It was bizarre. It was like an IKEA in the middle of nowhere. But, you know, not IKEA. I don't remember if they sold furniture. And then I had to go to another winter market, but this one was like exposed to the elements and was like in a field, so it was really windy. It sucked because I didn't bring my super warm coat because I didn't think it was gonna be that cold. Because, you know, it usually gets warmer as the day goes on. Not so yesterday. It became cold and windy. I bought donuts, but I was still mad about it. The donuts are delicious, though. I've almost eaten all of them. I don't want them to go bad. They're like good donuts. I also bought Brown sugar. Actually, I don't remember the other flavoring. Brown sugar. Brown sugar. Something butter. Maybe it was maple? Maybe it was cinnamon. Maybe it was brown sugar cinnamon butter. Andrew's getting smacked the shit out of by storm. Some dude got swept away in a flood. Oh my god. That's so fucking scary. Hello, Elsie plays Civ. I'm discussing what I did on the weekend. Oh my gosh, stop texting me. Annoying. It's funny you should say that, Rafe, because I don't think anybody's doing that. Hello, what's up, and dumb cat. This is a truth. If you're not using a full name, tell me I'm in trouble. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do nicknames. Ambiguous has been telling me, like, you just call me Ambi for, like, a while. It's just easier to say a full name. Anyway, I was considering, like, ooh, not safe for work audio potential, No Nut November. Because everybody does a No Nut November not safe for work audio. That's true. But I don't think I haven't heard a damn thing about people doing that anymore. Everyone's like, no, we don't have time for this. November sucks enough as it is. Leave us jetpacks? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? Just gonna sit here and blink for a minute. The blinking mechanic is very steady. Jetpacks are cool, yeah, but fundamentally, like, not possible, like, realistically. You went 30 days without any nuts, you want a medal? I'm allergic and haven't eaten any in my whole life. Word. How about we have a no nut forever? Because nuts suck. They're the worst. Listen, I'm dragging this out again. I'm going to keep dragging it out until people learn. Nuts are bad. They're not good. They don't taste good. They don't crunch good. They're not fun to eat. Stop putting them in baked goods. You are ruining this delicious and soft cookie, or perhaps muffin or brownie with a crunch it doesn't need. How dare you? If I bite into another brownie and feel another tiny nut getting stuck in my tooth again, I'm gonna lose it. Stop doing it. Hazelnuts, I don't even know what those taste like, other than bad. Are pistachios nuts? I don't know, but I don't like them. I don't like them. Don't like cashews either, or almonds, or pecans. I don't know if pecans are actually nuts, but I don't like them. Do peanuts count? It's literally in the name. Coconuts on thin ice. You bite into something, and like it's just another thing getting in the way, right? Like nuts, they got that crunch and it's annoying, but coconuts is just like you know, like they're hard to chew through. have a dramatic fainting emote for me to use. There's no room. I only have so many emote slots I can use. And, yeah, most of them are already taken. Why are we talking about nuts? Because there's no nuts in November. Actually, they're legumes, whatever. You know, to me, the real legumes are beans that I make my beloved burgers out of. Hello, Zacinator. I make my bean burgers or chickpea burgers. I'll be honest, the chickpea burgers did not turn out as well. Chickpeas are just better as, like, cooked and ate. That's fine. You just put a little olive oil on them, put those bad boys in the oven for a bit, and then you got some tasty chickpeas. That's what they are. They come in a can. Beans aren't very good. Heresy. Cashews are droops. Nobody knows what a droop is. Game Grumps ruined chickpeas for me after that one joke Dan made. I feel like I know which one you're talking about, but like, I'm not thinking about that when I eat chickpeas. I'm just thinking about like, oh man, these chickpeas are delicious. My model is adorable, but it could be cuter. I should wear like a cute shirt. You know what? If I were really bold, but I'm not, I would go for my ultimate in fashion. The short sleeved shirt with the hood. That's epic. Short sleeve hoodies are bitchin'. I'm correct. And if you put like a long sleeve shirt underneath the short sleeved hoodie, it's even more bitchin'. That's right. I've never left the 2000s. There was a chickpea and a garbanzo bean. Yeah, okay. I've never had a garbanzo bean, I don't think. I know short sleeve hoodies exist. They're rare. Oh, Lord, are they rare. You see, I go to these stores, these fashion stores, and they're all like, oh, here's a shirt, here's a dress. They're all full of material that you can't fucking stand, and they're horrible. But sweaters are always wearable for me. They don't make them out of bad materials like they do dress shirts. And sometimes those sweaters have hoods on them. And sometimes they take those hoods and they put them on short sleeve shirts. And that's the short sleeved hoodie. That's pretty cool. Heard of Little Lady Scarlet? Is that just like another euphemism for periods? Like, what the hell is that? Gotta go out in the rain to meet your sister. Oh my god, the rain. Bring an umbrella. If I buy clothes, I always buy things that are double my size. I mean, I do that when I buy sweaters because I like the flappy sleeves, but if I'm wearing something, it's like something I'm gonna wear out, then I need to get it normal sized. It's an ASMR YouTuber. Oh, don't tell her I said that about her. Shark Week is back on. Does the Discovery Channel still do Shark Week? Does the Discovery Channel do No November? You know who's never doing No November? The Food Channel. Too late. How? You got her on DMs? You atting her on Twitter? You'd risk getting sick for your sister? Oh my god, so brave. less than 3 weeks from now, I'll be 19 years old. That's fucking crazy. They secretly move all their nut videos to next month. Yeah, I mean, listen, my parents have the Food Network. Or is it the Food Channel? I can't remember. They have the channel with all the food shows. Usually whenever I come over and, like, I just put it on because, like, I don't like serialized television. I don't like television that matters. Just reality TV shows are fine to put on if I'm at a house that has TV, because I don't have TV. It's usually just fucking cupcake competitions. There are so many cupcake competition shows. There's too many of them. Anyway, I don't know if they have an entire show that is themed entirely around nut-based products. I doubt they would get approved for that because so many people are allergic to nuts. Do you think they'd have to, like, start every episode with, like, a very dramatic monologue? In a world where nut-based foods are banned from most places because of allergies, these chefs are brave enough to just make dishes that are entirely made of peanuts. Just only peanuts. You're 41? Oh my god. Ancient. Creative director of world building used Shark Week is back as a period euphemism and it killed me. Yeah, real. Every time I watch the Food Network, I get hungry and then feel dumb for getting hungry. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of the foods they make on the Food Network are foods that I could never eat. It's like, oh, you use lemon or peppers or nuts in that dish. I don't want to eat anything ever again. You fuck with the Great British Baking Show? I thought it was the Bake Off. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a really long time. I have seen clips of, I think it was from that show, where they tried to make, like, Mexican food and it went really bad because they're British. You see peanut butter sandwiches because I didn't like jelly or jam. It was just peanut butter on the bread. Opposite of me, I don't like peanut butter. Whenever I saw, like, kids being like, yep, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I'm like, gross. Also, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are not very good foods for a child to be eating on the regular. Like, there's a lot of sugar in jam. And a lot of sugar in white bread, which they're usually on, just not very nutritionally complex for a growing child. I was born in 2010. What? What the fuck? And the Food Network be cooking peanut brittle. That's always a bit, right? Like, you go to open the thing of peanut brittle, but it's snakes. And it's supposed to shock and surprise you. But who the hell would like peanut brittle that much? To just, like, go like, oh, I gotta open up this can of peanut brittle. You're getting better at Mexican food, finally? Okay. I don't know. I've heard a lot of horror stories from, like, people who like Mexican food trying to get Mexican food anywhere in Europe. Like, one person, I think, saying that in Germany they tried to get, like, Mexican food, and I don't remember. It was like some restaurant. They said they had, like, a corn tortilla, but it wasn't like corn flour. It was just a tortilla with, like, bits of corn stuck in it. My reaction when I opened up my can of snakes is someone filled it with peanut brittle. restaurant near me called Taco Box. Yeah, you know, you... I know I'm like simplifying an entire cuisine, but I feel like Mexican food, at least the basic stuff like tacos and burritos, should not be that hard to fuck up. It's just like tortillas, and you put stuff inside of them. But to be fair, I do a disgrace to every Mexican ever when I make burritos. You know what goes in my burritos? Refried beans, onions, and seasoning. And that's the burrito. There's no spice, there's no heat in that business, no peppers, fuck that. It's refried beans and onions and a wrap. Did you ever do another Monster Hunter roleplay video? I don't know, I got paid to do that. I don't know anything about the series. I'm not gonna play it. Hello, Tony Redgrave. What's good? You know, Devil May Cry was trending on Tumblr last night for like a minute. I can't prove it though. Just like random things trend for like a minute on Tumblr and nobody mentions it. I was looking at some panels from Visions of V and I was like, damn, I really should finish reading that manga. I tried to read it before, but then the website I was reading it on went legit and then couldn't read it anymore. I think it's an absolute crime that that didn't get officially translated. Like, come on. That's really necessary part to understanding, like, V's backstory and, like, what his whole deal was. What we consider to be Mexican food is actually, like, Tex-Mex. Oh, yeah. We have Tex-Mex restaurants up here, too. I mean, I wouldn't say they're amazing, but, you know. Hello, Beast Alchemax. A few Chinese takeaways that are just awful. I'm sorry, I don't like Chinese food. I like chicken balls and that's it. Ever play any game I offer at all? I played fucking Mario RPG. What more do you want from me? Finished playing Until Dawn today. Okay. Is that the one? Oh, I've forgotten his name because I'm so tired. Rami Malek in that game? Is that the one with Rami Malek? I like that guy. He's very beautiful. Listen, Thomas, I think we both know at this point that if I do play a game you offer me, and I give it anything less than, like, a glowing review, you're not going to be happy. So, let's just forget the whole thing. Let's call the whole thing off. We snoozing? I'm snoozing. I'm so tired. I was out all day yesterday. All day. Like a straight up 9 to 5. Plus it started with a visit to a headstone, which, you know, didn't exactly make things, like, super awesome. Like, not exactly a great way to start. It's so fucking extravagant. I don't even know how to describe it. Alright, good luck seeing your sister, Eric. I'd be trusted with a demon core? I don't know what that is, but maybe. You never know. Nobody answered my Rami Malek question. so tired. Do you guys think I should get an energy drink? I didn't expect to be this sleepy. Maybe I should put some music on. Oh, you know, any plans for December besides obvious Christmas ones? We gotta do a secret stream, but I don't know for what. You know, OnStars, new thing. I've been waiting for this one for a while. It's the cafe shuffle event. And the video is like the boys working as like waiters in this like a cute cafe. Very nice. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a huge fan of like the MVs that aren't just like them dancing on a stage. They like try to make like an actual music video out of it. That's very nice. The only time they really fucked that up was with that one Undead song, which was not good. I think Gardic phone could be fun for a stream. Maybe. You don't need a Discord account, okay. So like you don't have to voice chat, you can just be like, oh, this is what it is. This is what it is, and this is what it's gonna be. It's always interesting watching those like drawing like party games on live streams where one of the people playing is like an actual artist. And it's like, whoa. Demon core was a chunk of plutonium that was going to be used in a nuclear bomb. It was used for demonstration by having a beryllium dome on top of it reflect. Okay. That means nothing to me. The demon core means nothing to me. Holding the dome up with a screwdriver when it slipped. Oh my god. They really just let people do anything back in the day, huh? It's funny having her actually be able to draw. Yeah, for real. To be fair, it was the 1900s. Yeah, but like how, like when in the 1900s? We talking like the actual like early part of the century? No, that's like radium and watches. That's like the 40s and 50s. That's fucked up what they did to those women. Like, with the brushes, now they all got mouth cancer. That was fucked up. Just, people are so fucking irresponsible with poisonous materials. They're just like, oh yeah, let's put lead in our makeup. Let's use, like, arsenic, too. Like, what? Like, what? Another beta test for Monster Hunter Winds rolls around. No. I don't want to play that game. I have other games to play. Like, what's it called? I just bought this friggin' hold on. Ignore the fact that I'm leaning out of frame. That was scary. What the fuck is it called? I literally just bought this. Pixel Puzzle Makeout League. It's a dating sim and Picross game. Honestly, the visual novel to Picross elements, like the combination of them feels a little bit forced. But I'm still gonna play it. I'm still gonna 100% that bitch. It's my game of the year. I mean, from the ones on offer at the Game Awards, Balatro. I don't think Elden Ring DLC should count. I think that's bullshit. Witnessing the unspeakable. No. Oh, but wins Balatro? Yeah. I don't know, I just think it'd be really cool. Like, I know an indie game has won Game of the Year before. I think It Takes Two was an indie game. But, like, Balatro, that one just came out of nowhere, like, real dark horse. And now it's, like, sweeping the mobile game, like, everything. It's huge. It's powerful. And it has no microtransactions. Sank 40 hours into it. I'm pretty sure I've spent more than that. I still can't beat, like, the final chip level. It's so fucking hard. Yeah, Gold Stake. I still haven't beaten that, like, ever. Depends if you need the original to play it. What, for Elden Ring? Yeah, the DLC, you need the original base game to play it. Like, I heard people saying it basically, like, almost doubles the size of the game, or, like, it might be its own game, but it's not a sequel, it's a DLC, so it shouldn't count as Game of the Year. If I have to take it, I'll take it over that fucking monkey game winning. I've seen the footage. It's literally not that good. Gold Stake is just BS. Yeah, for real. You have to get really lucky to get those, like, times whatever jokers. And even then, oh. There was a standalone version. I mean, it would be, but, like, you kind of can't do that because it's, like, DLC. Oh, I play Elden Ring? Probably not. Looks hard. There aren't even any cute boys. Like, it can't even play as, like, a super cute Pinocchio. What's the point? Jianzhou isn't even gonna be there. They still haven't released the Lies of P DLC, and it's been over a year. Or will I wear wigs? Maybe, if the opportunity comes up again. They're never gonna release the Lies of P DLC. All the merch is gonna be bad forever. The plushie isn't releasing until next year. Dialos is what you could consider cute. Who the fuck is that? Is that like a demon? You are the cute boy. Listen, I've seen the characters you can play as in the Souls and Souls-likes. They never look cute. And besides, you're covered in armor, so you can't even see your cuteness anyway. What's the point of games when there's no cute boys? Exactly. Exactly. This is ridiculous. You can fight naked. I don't want to fight naked. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to do that. Not some kind of freak. Not some kind of pervert. The hell? DS2 is Fashion Souls. Is it? I played that game. It was really hard. I didn't get any good fashion out of it. Full helmets for life. I mean, I can definitely get down with, like, characters with, like, face coverings as being cute, but, like, the rest of the outfit has to sell it. Like, if you're gonna wear a helmet, then you have to wear, like, a cape. What do you want, armor or no armor? Can you just have, like, a bit of armor? Enough that it looks cool? Black deck? I don't even think I've unlocked that yet. Hello, solid Spartan. What was it, the halo? I don't know, I just felt like dressing up today. Also, I'm so tired that I might die. There's model of 4 dots on each side. That's the buttons. It's actually a style that I cribbed from a pit crew that doesn't exist anymore. They're just supposed to be eyelights, but they kind of look like buttons. That's freaking cute. That's part of my style. I have the button eyes. Because I'm kawaii. Also, like you want distracting, you should see, like, the extravagant designs of other VTubers. You can't even tell where their eyes are. A cartoon trope of someone pretending to be innocent, but I am innocent. Innocent and good. Yeah. Innocent and good. Yeah. They're button pupils. Well, sure. I feel like just having, like, button models over my eyes would be too hard to implement for me. I'm not a 3D modeler. I just use pre-made assets. Patiently waiting for spring to return. I'm not waiting patiently. I want it now. I'm already sick of it. Where's the sun? I hate you. Is it the equivalent of the brown note for... What? Isn't that the note that makes you shit? What? Anything about upgrading PCs? Not in the least. You know, the other day when I turned on my PC to make it function, it started making this horrible noise, and I was like, oh god, it's Jover. But then I turned it off and on again, and it stopped making the noise, so, still works for now. Last time I buy a PC from Newegg, though, I'll just get some, like, professional that I can find to build one for me. But that won't be for a while, because this bad boy plays Balatro just fine. And Inscription, which I'm never gonna play again. It's a horrible noise that makes you uncomfortable. What, just me, like, just saying innocent and good and doing yes? You need to change your pants? Okay, that's, Megan is weird. But, like, it's, listen, I don't always know what to say. So sometimes I could just go, yeah. And that works. I make weird random noises all the time if I'm not listening to something. Me having my headphones in, like, all the time is a coping mechanism to not make weird noises. It was the baby talk. I can't help when that happens. That's a mental issue. Can't stand the silence. I can stand the silence just fine. I feel the urge to make weird noises. It does require knowing how to maintain your PC software-wise. They're gonna discontinue Windows 10 next year. Or what version of Windows am I on? Was Windows 11? Whatever. Whatever version of Windows I have, they're discontinuing it, and I'm going to jump off a building. I don't want the new one. It looks like an Apple computer. What the hell? Looks like garbage. Looks like garbage. They need to extend the lifespan. Most people's computers aren't even compatible with the new software. Like, the new OS. A lot of computers aren't even compatible with it because it sucks and it's like Apple. So, like, I should put in some background music. Maybe I will. Those look like a Chromebook desktop UI. Exactly. It's all simplified to appeal to people who only use smartphones. Oh. Listen. I know Linux has compatibility issues with Adobe programs, but like... I don't want to upgrade. It's just stupid, and they put their stupid AI into it, and it's... I don't want it. Stop using Adobe? I know how to use it really well. I don't know how to use other editing softwares. Adobe Premiere Elements is the simplest one for editing the kind of videos I make. You just cut the bits out, and you move them about as you please. And it's very easy to use. I don't want to learn a different one. I don't know how to get DaVinci working. DaVinci. Program called Classic Shell you might like. Does it let Adobe work? Wasn't it 8? I think hasn't 8 been discontinued for a while? The version I'm on, they literally sent me a pop-up. They were like, hey, we're discontinuing this in like a year. You're gonna need to upgrade. And I was like, commit die. I didn't say it like that. I need to show more self-restraint so I don't tell people to do horrible things to themselves. They can't discontinue 10. Most people can't even switch, but they're doing it. Discontinuation, less than a year away. Tried using DaVinci Video Editor and that was painful. Yeah, really, like, I don't know, just like being able to stick together like the bits of the audio I need is very easy with Adobe Premiere Elements. Like, even using like Pro is a huge pain in the ass in comparison. Just the simplified UI of Adobe Premiere Elements is the best for editing my crappy audios in the business. It can tweak the Windows UI to look like older versions. Oh. Can it kill the AI? Can it allow me to take the AI out of a computer and beat it to death with my bare hands? I know that's a lot to ask for, but I keep seeing ads for like the new Google phones with Gemini, and I'm just like, I want to beat this phone to death. They disconnected me for saying that. Literally, as soon as I start talking about AI stuff, my stream lags out and I get cut off. I saw that, motherfucker. I saw that. They're trying to stop me from talking shit about AI, but I'm not going to. Gemini looks like shit. Just all like Copilot shit. Whatever the fuck Apple's using is shit. I don't care. It's all bad and I don't want to hear about it. I'm sick of bloatware. And now they're installing bloatware that literally records your every movement. Should upload an unedited video. I'd love to see you go in and out of character. It's not really that. It's just me messing up lines and then starting over and over again. It would be boring. Yeah, Illuminati ass disconnect. They are trying to censor me. Would use Linux, but Windows is a must for gaming. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Microsoft running the planet, but Apple's close behind. That's why Windows is mimicking them so that they can get like. They're trying to get the audience that doesn't understand computers and is too afraid to use them, but like likes having a smartphone. I'd be fine with Gemini if they just let you disable it. Is there no way to do that? That's fucking scary. I mean, I've basically disabled Google Assistant because I've got like an old Pixel something A, like the last of the A series, back when they still had headphone jacks, another thing I'm mad about. And yeah, I don't let Google Assistant do anything. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're a beast to me. You're below me. I don't need you. Good morning, Ultra Whale. Gotten better at debloating and implement it every time I do a fresh Windows install. How often do you have to do that? Gaming on Linux is becoming better because of the Steam Deck. Right. It basically gotta be Linux compatible for the Steam Deck. Real. Like, seriously. Like, my phone is a few years old. It's kind of, like... The battery's kind of shit, but I don't really notice because I don't go outside long enough for it to run out. But when I do, I'm like... Sony Xperia, when, though? There are, like, older versions of the Sony Xperia. And the new ones still have headphone jacks, too. It's just, like... It's like a gaming phone. And I do game on my phone. I play Ensemble Stars. And let me tell you... This Pixel A, or whatever I got, it is not keeping up with that at all. It lags even in 2D mode. It's embarrassing. There's a more up-to-date version called OpenShell. Well, if I am forced to upgrade, I am going to look into that. I don't want to, though. I really don't want to. The Moto G has a headphone jack. Moto G. That's like Motorola, right? That was my first smartphone. Like, at the end of high school, I was like, yeah, I'm fine with my iPod Touch and my LG Xenon, which I had all throughout high school. What the hell was that noise? And I upgraded. I'm like, wow, this is way fucking better than my iPod Touch. And iPhones in general, because, like, you can just download songs and, like, shift them around in the files, which you can't really do on an iPhone. My experience using Linux, I didn't like one bit. I've used Linux before. It's complicated to do stuff, but they have versions of Linux that, like, look like Windows and act like Windows, more user-friendly. It's never going to catch on with the mainstream, though. Like, everybody just wants something simple that works. Unlike me, who is, like, the most persnickety bitch about what I want my tech to do, and if even the slightest thing is wrong, I'm bothered. I'm like, no, it shouldn't be this way. Where's the option to turn that off? I should be able to turn that off. And if I can't, I'm going into, like, regedit and figuring it out, because I'm annoyed. Shit, I can't keep up. You bought one pixel, you need thousands. Why the Halo? Innocent and good. It's 2024, we have Spotify now. I don't fucking use Spotify. Every time, like, I find songs on YouTube and I download them from there. Don't tell anybody because that's technically illegal, but that's what I do. And every time I'll go down in the comments section and be like, man, I wish they'd put this on Spotify. And I'm like, you know, you can just download the songs that you like and have them on your phone all the time. You don't even need an internet connection. You can just have them there all the time. It's called a music player. We need to bring back MP3 players in a major way. MP3 players have, like, Bluetooth connectivity now. You can use Bluetooth headphones with them. That's real. They look real shiny. I was considering just like, it might be a good idea to cut down on my screen time, moving to like, I forget what brand it was, but it's called a Jelly Star. It's the smallest Android phone on the market, and the screen's about like 3 inches long. Interesting idea. It is shaped like an LG Xenon. It reminds me of my youth. But I don't know. Fired out a mini PC with Arch Linux? Huh. Yeah, I'll admit, for casual users, Linux is, like, hard. I stole candy from your niece? You saw nothing. Downloading music from YouTube, real. Yeah, like, you can't, like, download YouTube songs from YouTube with anything you can find on the Google Play Store, but, there are other options. Like, I literally had, like, an APK for some off-the-market, just, like, download songs from YouTube thing, and, yeah, that's how it works. Sometimes it is hard, though, because you'll have a hard time finding, like, a good version of a song you like, and you might have to download it and like cut some bits off yourself in editing. Use 20 hours screen time to live. Used to be able to download music from YouTube. I can do that right now. I can literally do that right this second. Yeah, you know, some of the Ensemble Star songs, because they're meant to be character songs, they have a lot of talking in the middle, which I don't care for at all. So I've literally edited my own versions of a couple of the OnStars song to get rid of the talking. Like in a Trick with Treat, I believe, there's just a whole spoken word segment in the middle that's just really lame to listen to, so I've cut it out and mixed it with the in-game version. I think I also did that with Supernova Revolu Star, because just in the middle it's just all the characters doing like their Super Sentai dialogue, and I'm like, I don't want to hear this, so I just cut it out. Did you try the medicine screen? Hello, Accidente. Add them so you don't just download videos, I think. Wait, like the spoken word segments? No, but I mean, that's the album version. Every version of the song is like that. They have instrumental versions, but then you've just got like this weird instrumental segment while the characters are talking. Like, you know, the talking segments don't matter because they cut that shit out for the game versions. Hello, Bruce. I'm tired. Well, yeah. Tiredness. The sleepiest of ness. I was getting recommended these ASMR videos of like, oh, thank you, Artemis, for gifting 5 fake memberships.
That's so cool.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. That's a good gotcha pull. Getting to the end of season 6 of House, and that's basically the end of the good part of the series. Oh, bummer. I don't know much about that series, just how it ended. One of my friends was watching it when it was wrapping up, and they were just like, yeah, they did this, it was crazy. The rare nah. Meow. Season 7 is the absolute worst. Everyone agrees. Yeah. We all agreed on this. What was I gonna say? I was saying something, but I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. My eyes are so tired. I had good food today. Everybody was dissing on my food, but it's very delicious. It's potatoes and onions and chickpeas and half an apple with Sidekicks pasta on top. You mix that business around. You put some crispy fried onions in there. That's a meal. It's a good-ass meal. Is your hot takes on the new Kendrick Lamar album? But you really think I'm cool enough to have listened to that? I'm just saying. Like, I saw some streamers that I watch doing reaction videos to it, but I don't like watching, like, reaction type streams to music, so it's just like, whatever. Would you say it was good? Is it the album that the Drake diss tracks are on? The multiple Drake diss tracks? I keep thinking about how Todd in the Shadows, like, tried to review the diss tracks, but he very clearly, like, didn't do any research, so he didn't get, like, references that fans got easily. Didn't even, like, look them up or try to figure them out. Like, that homeboy was very obviously just talking about it for, like, the clout and the popularity. He's gotta stop talking about rap songs. He doesn't know shit about them. Reaction videos to music? Well, now I know they exist. Yeah. There's, like, streamers who all they do is react to music. Like, that's all Anthony Fantano does on his streams, I think. I used to watch Brad Taste in Music for a little bit there, but then he kind of went off the rails. I don't know what happened. Like, drugs or something? So he stopped making videos, and everyone was like, yeah, bro, get off the internet. And then he came back, and everyone was like, yeah, bro, get off the internet. So I don't know what his problem is, but he kind of fell off. I saw Todd's face once, and it scared me. I wouldn't say I've seen his face. I got his autograph at a convention like over a decade ago now, and he was wearing that, like, mask that he always wears when he's out of his piano room. He smiled at me. It was really cool. Like, he just looked at me and was like, hey, and then he smiled at me. Because he could probably tell that I was feeling, like, a little bit tired from standing in the line waiting for autographs. Like, that was cool of him. He's not that great at reviewing rap music, though. Hello, Sir Freddy. Riz Todd, yeah, for real. Oh, didn't it used to be, like, a bit when he was part of Channel Awesome? Wasn't it a bit that, like, the nostalgia chick had a crush on him or something? He showed up in his friend's video once. It was a jump scare. So he showed, like, his actual face. Pretty bold. Although I imagine he just looks like an average dude. He kind of looked like an average dude when I saw him. But that was, like, forever ago. That was back in the Channel Awesome days. At that convention, the Angry Video Game Nerd and the Nostalgia Critic did a panel together. I have the blurriest fucking photos of it of all time because I took them on my family's shitty digital camera from, like, above the area where they were doing it. 2010s conventions. Oh my god, no, I'm dropping frames. What happened? They're trying to kill me. They're trying to censor me for talking about bad YouTube review shows. I'm dropping so many frames. What happened? What happened? He was drinking around the world at Epcot with Lindsay Ellis. They're still friends, right? I hope they're still friends. They both cut out of Channel Awesome and they were like, we're still friends. No idea what Lindsay Ellis is doing because I don't want to pay for that, like... what is it? Like, Nebula? Is it just a streaming service where you watch YouTubers' video essays? I don't think... There are very few essays that I think are worth paying money to see. Literally, yes? Okay. I guess, those are probably piratable. I'm sorry. Come on, they at least have a free trial, right? Did you do the free trial? Last time I thought about AVGN Nostalgia Critic was that cryptic-ass Gmod map. My friend has literally made my friend go crazy trying to figure out the map. Oh. I know a lot of people, like, they just have models of the Angry Video Game Nerd and Nostalgia Critic that they'll play in, like, a VR chat, you know? This reminds me how much I miss the TV head Scorpy design. Ever since he did his face reveal, he never brings back, like, doing the TV head Scorpy thing, which was fun. But apparently, he got sick of people depicting him as a white guy, so he's like, yeah, I'm not white. This is my face. Stop drawing me as white in fan art. The only reason to ever use Nebula is if you really like not just bikes and lack patience. What does that mean? Like, if you really like not just bikes? Is there a dearth of bike-related content? I don't get it. Are YouTubers, like, using Nebula to post their video essays there ahead of time and then eventually they lose exclusivity and then they go on YouTube, or what? Oh, that's the name of a channel. Okay. That makes sense. Sorry. The video essay about the Angry Video Game Nerd, oh my god, don't even get me started. That Dan Olsen one, right? Like, listen, when I was younger, I thought the Angry Video Game Nerd was really cool, and Dan destroyed a lot of the mystery and the coolness for me in that video. It was a really heartbreaking watch, I'm not gonna lie. He's just like, yeah, he's really incompetent about setting up his videos. Like, his filming set is really poorly made. He doesn't know how to position a camera properly, and I was like, stop, please stop. He's like, he counts the videos, the shitty home movies he made as a child as actual films, and I'm like, no. And he's like, he thinks liking Metallica is really out there and on the edge, and I'm like, stop. He's like, he made a video about them taking down a icon from his childhood that was at, like, a playground he went to, but they actually just moved it like 40 feet to the left, and I'm like, please, he's already dead to me. God, that hurt. The entire video essay is just like taking not exactly my childhood, but like my teen years, and just like shooting them behind the woodshed. Like, fuck. AVGN fell off when his audio and camera got better. Yeah, seriously. He used to do his reviews in like a tiny ass room, then he moved to the basement, but then he moved again and couldn't take the basement with him, so he's in a tiny ass room again, and it's even worse. Dan Olsen or H-Bon ever make a video about you, just run. No, seriously. I really hope I never get, like, famous to the point where anybody important is talking about me. Nebula can host videos with more copyrighted content without having to worry about a YouTube strike. True. I mean, like, so many video essays get claimed for, like, movie content, which is bullshit because I feel like you should be allowed to show clips from movies without your shit getting taken down. That's fair use. If TV can do it, why can't we? Part of the point was that he sees himself in the AVG and doesn't know how to handle it. Right, but I do have to admit that Dan is making a lot more interesting content than the Angry Video Game Nerd ever did. And that bit where he ended the essay with a chase scene like James does in a lot of his videos, I was just like, please stop. I'm already dead inside. I don't think he meant the video to be a takedown vid. I know, but it was like... He's basically talking about the nature of art, but in the reveal of reading James' like kind of crappy book, it just really revealed how like self-absorbed James is. Like, I can't hear those bits from the book where he did various things and not think that he's just like kind of self-obsessed and thinks he's a genius. Even though like he did one thing that got popular. Yeah, it was very harsh. Like, I'm not saying that he wasn't right about a lot of the stuff he said, but I was just like, man. Because I used to think he was so cool. He did try his best. You know, if there's one thing you could say about James Rolfe, it's that he always puts the effort in. But he's not a filmmaker. Which is just unfortunate. Oh yeah, the Spider-Man, that's a classic. I wish Spider-Man would deliver my pizzas every day. Like, some of the best AVGM videos were ones where he had his friends making some sort of cameo in the video or playing characters. I don't think he has as much of an ego as a nostalgia critic. Oh, definitely not. Like, the nostalgia critic is absolutely incapable of separating himself from his character. So he's like, oh yeah, the nostalgia critic's just like a character. He's supposed to be like kind of shitty. He's like a Daffy Duck kind of character. And I'm like, no, these are definitely like your real opinions. This isn't a bit. This is just you. It's very obvious. Is the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid a possible location for an ancient Egyptian style burial? I mean, I guess. I mean, you don't need a pyramid for an ancient Egyptian style burial. Most people that were able to afford, like, the mummification process were not buried in pyramids. They were just buried underground. So if you dig under Bass Pro Shop, like, sure. I feel like criticizing is a toxic job since it revolves around you finding reasons to not be happy about something. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, his whole thing was being angry. Well, that's for the angry video game nerd. For the nostalgia critic, like, I don't know. I don't know if there were any movies that he was like positive about. Mike Matei is a terrible person. Yeah. He did play a really good Bugs Bunny. Dan's video about nostalgia critics The Wall was more hard to watch than the Angry Video Game Nerd video. I didn't find it that way. I mean, the Angry Video Game Nerd, I guess it's just because the mystique for the Angry Video Game Nerd was... The mystique for the nostalgia critic, that was ruined for me way before the Angry Video Game Nerd. Like, the Angry Video Game Nerd, I can still look back fondly on his videos. Nostalgia Critic, I'm just like, he was just riding the coattails of AVGN the whole time, and his movies were really bad. Like, watching the Wall video, I was like, man, I'm really glad I stopped watching the Nostalgia Critic when I did. I did watch up to the, I don't know where he is now, but the Office era, I guess, where he just moved into like an office and just does skits with all his weird backup dancers. And they've got like a prop department in the back. I don't know. It's bizarre. But I stopped watching before The Wall came out. I was more embarrassed by The Wall because it felt like an absolute takedown. Just zero respect left for the person who made this. I'm gonna be real though, I don't know if, like, the Nostalgia Critic deserved any respect after what he did to The Wall. Everyone was cringe in 2007. Yeah, because the past is inherently cringe. But, yeah, when Dan said, like, the Nostalgia Critic's idea of comedy never goes past the concept of something as strong as what if Batman met Mario, I was just like, whoa. Read him to filth, really. I mean, for a long time, the Nostalgia Critic has, well, the guy playing the Nostalgia Critic, like Doug Walker, is like, it's him. He's like, all comedy is based in some form of misery. Like, his example was old Looney Tunes cartoons, where the bit was, like, somebody had to be suffering for it to be funny, and I'm like, that's really not true, though. That's a very limited way to look at comedy. Wall video was just a long takedown. Yeah. I mean, when he got to the bit about, like, didn't he have, like, some sort of YouTube animator crossover with him and, like, do a whole CG animated bit? I was like, what? He did what? Me telling a knock-knock joke? No, that was another example he used. Like, puns. Like, puns make you groan because they're so cheesy. That's also a form of misery. And I was like, no, what are you talking about? The Black Plague was pretty cringe. Especially when, like, Sebastian tried to claim that. Anybody remember that bit from Black Butler where he's being, like, interrogated by the police or something? And he's like, yeah, the Black Plague, I did that shit. Designs were so oddly designed. I mean, I think that's part of, like, an established YouTube series, so I have no idea. Do you have an amazing knock-knock joke, but you have to start it? Okay. Sure. Knock knock. Yo mama. Got him. Like, that's an old one, man. Yeah. Accounts deactivated, millions. Why did it get silent? It's so quiet in here. I don't know if I have it in me to keep yapping. Due to YouTube's incredible autoplay feature, I had to listen to an entire Nostalgia Critic video while looking for my phone in the park today. It turns out it was in my bag the entire time. I mean, yeah. Like, I understand, like, Bluetooth headphones, but, like, if you're not losing a signal, then it's with you. Unfortunate. You should have taken them headphones out. Or, like, hit pause with them headphones. Yeah, them to say knock knock, oldest joke in the book. Yep, it's a true classic. Man, I feel like you can make a pretty good, like, CGP Grey should make a video about the history of the knock knock joke, like where they started. Because, like, in order for a knock knock joke to exist, you gotta live in, like, the same time as doors you knock on. So when did they start doing that? Because there weren't no cavemen making knock knock jokes. It had to come after the advent of doors. So where do they start? Reason number 999 why I still use wired headphones: to avoid the Nostalgia Critic. You know you can turn autoplay off on YouTube. Unga bunga. Unga wunga hoo. So you don't lose your phone? Okay. Actually, okay, so this is like old school back in the day, like back at Cineplex. There used to be a pre-show at Cineplex that would tell you about like new tech gadgets. And there was one that was, it's just a thing you clip onto your waist, and if you walk away from your phone, it sends off an alarm. This was like over a decade ago, so like, of course, like, whatever. But I remember looking at that and being like, okay, but that requires you to take the thing with you that tells you don't have your phone. You can knock, not necessarily on a door, just to announce yourself. It doesn't require... Yeah, I know, but like, if you're living in a cave, would you ever consider that? Like, instead of just calling out? You know? Because caves are made of rock. Hurts your hands. Evidence of jokes in ancient Sumeria, but we lack the context to understand them. Of course. Maybe they did have knock-knock jokes. Who's there? The Sumerians. People rarely lived in caves. Well, then they wouldn't have anything to knock on. It's dark in there and hard to traverse. Fine. Whatever. They lived in, like, lean-tos. I don't know, whatever. But the fact remains is that you wouldn't want to knock on those because they fall over. What are we talking about? When knock-knock jokes started. Whew. What a tiring subject of conversation. Even today is dangerous. Yeah. Okay, listen, I've heard about cave diving. This is one of the most insane stories in the Magnus archives to me, which I've only listened to half of because I didn't like when it started to be about something. There's a story about just a girl who goes cave diving as a hobby, and she brings her sister with her, who isn't a cave diver generally. She just agrees to go with her. I'm like, who cave dives casually? Like, they go through an enclosed tunnel to get to a certain area in the cave, and I'm like, nobody would just do this on a whim because their sibling does it too. Like, what are you talking about? That's ridiculous. You couldn't pay me to cave dive. Like, caving is one thing. Just exploring an abandoned cave with the proper equipment, fine, whatever. Mysterious. But going swimming in there? Bruh? Saw a video of someone taking off their oxygen tanks and pushing it ahead because they couldn't squeeze through with it on their back. What the fuck? What kind of... what kind of asshole? Like, I know the idea is, like, they're brave, they know what they're doing in the caves, but it's just like, you're really doing all that just to go all the way in and then come back out and almost die, you asshole. You don't even go into a not underwater cave casually. Yeah, really. Yeah, like if it was a job, like you're like trying to map out the caves or something because you're like a scientist or whatever, sure, maybe. But then there are people who just do that for fun. Wonder if there are people with no sense of self-preservation. I mean, I think I remember there was this Reddit thread one time that was like, hey, I don't care if, like, I don't care what happens to me. I'm not afraid to die. Just tell me what job I can do that pays well, but is, like, easy to get because it's physically dangerous. And people were saying, like, fixing radio towers, or there are people who, like, ride these power lines, like, hundreds of feet in the air to clean them or something, or just people who work in mines. I was like, fuck all of this. Why are we talking about caves? I don't remember. You know, back when I was bored in, like, class, I'd get to a point in my thoughts and be like, how did I get to thinking about this thing? And then just, like, trace back through my thoughts to remember how I got there. But, I'm incapable of doing that these days, so somebody's gonna have to tell me. I think it's because we were talking about cavemen. Tripped on a USB cable. What the fuck? Are you making fun of me for using the USB microphone? Do I need like a DAC or something to connect it to my computer? Happy Bear, I never hear any computer noises in your streams. I never hear any computer fans. How are you pulling that off? Most of history, people dig up raw metals and coal from underground without even normal lights. Yeah, it's terrifying. Rip fake ASMR 1991 to 2024. Fuck, man. You're really estimating my age that high, huh? Harsh. Hello, Grumpy Ursus. Listen, my cause of death may be cringe. I cringed so hard I fell off a cliff. That's the life I live. It's brutal and harsh. Hold on. Google keeps asking me about my friggin' location history. They're like, would you like to keep your location history? And I'm like, I'm not answering you. I don't care. Use your sister's age. Okay, yeah. You're not that old. You were an iPod Touch girly. Like 28? You have no idea how old I am. I'm in my 20s. That could be any time. You almost died twice in the same cave? Then why the fuck did you go back to that cave? It's my favorite tank. Was he a tank? Steak from Food Fantasy? He was pretty cool. It was all in one trip. Never go back to the caves. I'm 220 years old. God, I wish. Wish I had that knowledge and experience. Actually, no, I don't. I don't want to be alive during the 1800s. Fuck that. You know, speaking of the 1800s, I watched a bit of that anime. Well, anime, it's all CG. Like, The Duke of Death and His Maid. You know, like, that's like vaguely 1800s-ish, like Victorian England, but not, because it's a fantasy world. I like the fashion they have for the girls in that series pisses me off. Because, like, it's a fan service show, right? So all the girls are wearing, like, short shorts or skirts or really revealing outfits, and I'm like, you could have fucking slayed with some, like, cool Victorian dresses, but fuck that, I guess. You will never be Black Butler. Like, one of the characters literally just, like, the top part is just, like, a shirt with a cravat and a vest, and it looks alright. A bit too red for my taste. But then the bottom half is just short shorts that are connected to thigh highs with, like, garters. And I'm like, that looks like shit. She looks like shit. No one gets scoped for showing their ankles back then. Yeah, but it's like fantasy Victorian era, so anybody can just wear whatever, and nobody's, like, people might be a little bit scandalized, but, like, that's it.
That's
Whatever.
cool.
Thank you, Star, for being a real faker for 33 months. You pay him your monthly fake tax. Thank you. There's only one thing worse than being in the 1800s. Being a woman. No. You know, at least in Black Butler, when they had a character wear shorts, like a female character, everybody was, like, scandalized by it. But she was, like, a fashion designer, like a tailor. She made all the fancy outfits for CL. And in one like filler chapter where they're playing Easter games or something, she rips off her skirt and she's wearing shorts underneath it, and everyone was, like, really scandalized, but, you know, whatever. That's the only character that does that in Black Butler. Everybody else just, like, dresses like they would in the 1800s, thus making it the superior show. Also better animated. I will admit, the Duke does look better in a top hat than CL. That's all I'll give him. He's got that, like, Tim Burton character design aesthetic going on, and that's the only thing that would ever carry me through a show like that. All the fan service is really obnoxious. The month is almost up. Fuck. Oh, what happens at the end of November? I feel like something bad's gonna happen at the end of November, but I can't remember what it was. I can't turn around to look at the calendar because it'll mess up my face capture. Why don't people wear hats anymore? Because they're cowards. Okay, listen. I've always been kind of like a gender-bended fedora guy. So I'm like, when I was in high school, I wanted to wear a top hat really bad, but, you know, I'm in Canada. in any town, Canada, I'm not going to be able to find a top hat here. I just thought they were so cool. I'm not getting my hands on one of them. I'm a listener. Why'd you remind me about the passage of time? Hey. I thought fedoras and like, well, most dudes didn't wear fedoras. They wore trilbies. That was a technicality. But I saw one of those in the store and you could actually buy a trilby in a store. I think the reason why those fedora guys always wore fedoras and not top hats is because you can actually find a fedora. Top hats, though? No. Female version of a neckbeard, yeah. Hey, man. Like, there are a lot of, like, benefits of testosterone that I think would be interesting. Like, well, I guess testosterone does not remove the breasts, but I guess it prevents you from growing them in the first place, so bonus. Deeper voice, that works too. But the facial hair, couldn't do it. I would never shave. I'd be the laziest son of a bitch ever, and I would never shave, and my face would just be patchy and gross. Let's all be glad that I can't grow facial hair, because it would be bad. That a hat is more free and individualistic. Yeah, I mean, what was it? I remember watching like this old video about like hair loss in men that was supposedly like the hair loss was encouraged by wearing hats all the time. Like basically in proper society you always had to wear a hat no matter what, but it fucks up your hair. Ugh. Excuse me. It's interesting how throughout human history there were just like a lot of times in completely separate places where if you didn't cover your head with something, it was seen as inappropriate. Like there are just a lot of times throughout history that I can recall learning about where it was incredibly common to wear some sort of head covering, and if you didn't, that was seen as rude. How'd that become such a common thing? Thank you for blessing me. My sneeze. My sneeze. Time I stopped shaving and I look like Santa with a brown beard. Damn. This model of ears on the side of the head. You can see for yourself. Old men got jealous of younger guys having hair. Yeah, seriously, like, it's kind of a bummer that there's just some sort of genetic thing that makes guys stop growing hair as they get older. But then that might affect me too. I live in a family with very bald people. How do the glasses hold on the ears? Did you not see them? What if humans wore hats because aliens wore spacesuits? What does that mean? I'll take losing my hair as I get older over having to deal with a period. Harsh. You know, the period goes away as you get older. Like, so I guess it just depends. Like, do you want to have the bad stuff first and then afterwards? Well, I guess menopause does have its own host of issues, but like, I think I'm just gonna split the difference and try to get it removed. And a mastectomy at the same time. I think they could pull it off. They could do the top and the They could do the upper and lower at the same time. I'm sure they could figure it out. It's just easier to put me under for like both at the same time, right? Look, I'll take gray hair. Like, I know as you get older, most older women that I know have short hair. Maybe that's because it is harder to grow it out as you get older, but I think I look forward to getting white hair because then it'll be easier to dye. Wigs, or maybe you just never cut your hair from a certain length. I don't know. Like, shorter hair used to be more popular, so I'd assume that's why older women still keep the short hair. The nurse said she recognized me. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. I don't even know. Hey man, we can talk about like the differences between men and women, but like, I think, I don't know which is worse. This might be too inappropriate to talk about, but like, what's worse, the gynecologist or the prostate checks? Like, what's worse? You don't have to answer that. That's a bad question. 20 and I already got gray hair? That's a fashion statement at that age. I knew a guy in like college that had one little patch of white hair on his head, and I was like, that's cute. I don't think anybody has experienced both. You never know. I mean, I can definitely imagine some sort of intersex condition where you end up with a cooch and a prostate. I think that could be possible. It'd be terrible to find out, though. It's just like, yeah, now you gotta do both. God damn it. Multi-track drifting. There's a 40% chance there's going to be misogyny involved. What? I mean, I guess, maybe, if you have a really shitty doctor. A lot of doctors are shit. I don't know, man. I think at any medical appointment there's a chance of misogyny because of the world we live in. But, yes, there is scraping involved, and it fucking sucks. Like I'm on enemy territory. Why? Because I'll never know what a prostate exam feels like? What kind of conversation I randomly joined? We're talking about internal organs. Look, man. I'm just hoping that one of these days, these tests that they're doing will come back and be like, hey, you've got like a fucked up uterus. And I'll just be like, great, remove that thing. Good excuse. Least unhinged fake conversation. I mean, come on. People might be uncomfortable with it, but this is a fact of life. You gotta go to the doctor. You gotta show them your bits so that you don't get cancer. It fucking sucks, but it's life. Me when I tune into an anime neko VTuber and she starts talking about eternal organs. Yep, it just goes to show I'll never be ready for the big time VTuber. Well, whatever, you know. Not gonna hit the big times. I don't know how to talk about like cutesy casual stuff. What do cutesy VTubers talk about? Like, you know, I don't know, like if it's the difference between the English ones or the Japanese ones or whatever ones, but what do they talk about? Just like anime? They just talk about like Sanrio collapse and cute things? What do they talk about? Maybe I should mimic them. I bet they talk about like video games. Is Love Nikki really coming out in December? Is that really true? Just, you know, speaking of video games. I feel like Love Nikki would absolutely be a VTuber game. I feel like VTubers would love that kind of game. It's just fashion. Organs are also capable of moving themselves back, right? Like, if you get surgery to remove an organ, they just fill that shit in. It's weird. Would you rather be blind and paralyzed or have 2 years to live? 2 years to live. Like, no disrespect to the disabled. They have a hard lot in life. But I don't want any part of that shit. Fuck that. Listen, my eyes are really bad. And they're getting worse. It runs in the family, along with dementia. If I ever get to a point where I, like, can't see anything, where it's all just mostly blur or just nothing, I'm out. I'm just out. Nothing to do about that. It's just, it's my greatest fear, and I will be out. It's a life I would not be able to stand living. Because I'm not that strong of a person. If I get dementia, I'll cry. I don't even think I'll be still doing YouTube by the time I get to that point, you know? Feeling and seeing is what makes up most of the living experience. Yeah, seriously. Unless I'm getting, like, really into dramatic podcasts, which I'll never be able to ask for because I'm paralyzed, unless I can still talk. Maybe I can make it work, but no. If I'm blind, it's not worth it. I know, like, there are people that, like, advocate for people with disabilities. You know, blind people can still live full lives. I'm not denying that. But I could not, so I would be out. Can't we fix things like that today? Okay. Does anybody remember that video of that, I think, Chinese woman where they fixed her eye by putting a tooth in it? Was that real? Or did I just dream that? Is more comfortable than other VTubers because it feels like a conversation with drunk friends. Right, like other VTubers have so many rules. They're like, no politics, no harsh language, don't bring up any other streamers unless I mention them first. I'm like, bruh. Too restrictive. I mean, I guess because they have like corporate like rules so they can't mention other VTubers, but like, just accept where the conversation is going. There's surgery for blind people. Yeah, but like, does it work all the time? There's this guy who implanted a third eye into his visual cortex, and a McDonald's employee tried to rip it out of his skull. What the fuck? What sci-fi movie was that from? Stick a needle in some... Oh, God. Nightmare. There's a thing where they fix a woman's eye by taking a tooth out of it. Nah. I'm gonna look it up. This might be a thing that I, like, imagined. Hey, wait a fucking second. Hold on. I've got notifications. What the fuck? Should be enough. Capybara, what did you fucking do? Capybara, what did you do? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Capybara Joe. What did you do? I really want to search that up. I've already seen it. I'm disgusted now and I'm going to eat. Okay, good luck with that. Okay, what happened? They sent me some on coffee. Capybara, what the fuck? Why you send me $100? I don't have coffee alerts attached to the stream. Oh my god. Thank you. But why? I sent him $4 once. This feels unbalanced, but thank you. Wherever you are. I'm gonna go look up that tooth eye thing. No, it's real. It's a real thing. Guys, it's real. Going to church today? I don't go to church. What are you talking about? It's real. Osteoodontokeratoprosthesis, also known as tooth and eye surgery. Guys, it's real. It's a real thing they did. It's a medical procedure to restore vision in the most severe cases of corneal and ocular surface patients. It includes removal of a tooth from the patient or a donor. After removal, a longitudinal lamina is cut from the tooth and a hole is drilled perpendicular to the lamina. The hole is then fitted with a cylindrical lens. The lamina is grown in the patient's cheek for a period of months and is then implanted upon the eye. The procedure was pioneered by the Italian ophthalmic surgeon Professor Benedetto Strampelli in the early 1960s. It's real. Apparently it has a pretty high failure rate, though. There's significant risk of anatomical failure of lamina in the long term, estimated at 19%. Yeesh. Someone had the idea to do this and people let them. I mean, back in the day, it sucked even worse to be blind, so I'd go for it. It's a 2-stage operation, and stage 1 of the surgery involves 5 separate procedures. The eyes open up and the entire inner surface of the eyelids, corneal surface, and all scar tissue is removed. The inner mucosal lining of the cheek is transplanted onto the new surface of the eye. A canine or premolar tooth and part of the adjacent bone and ligaments are removed. A bolt-shaped structure is fashioned from the tooth bone complex, which is fitted with a plastic optical cylinder. And the tooth bone cylinder complex is implanted into the patient's cheek to grow a new blood supply. Ugh. And then stage 2, 4 months later, involves 2 separate procedures. The cheek mucosal lining over the eye is open and the inner contents of the eye are removed. And the bone tooth cylinder complex is removed from the cheek and inserted into the eye. The mucosal cheek lining is replaced over the implant. At the end of the procedure, light can now enter through the plastic cylinder and the patient is able to see through the cylinder with good vision. Incredible. They did it. Feels like some heinous CIA 60s stuff. Well, it's got a high failure rate, but they've definitely done it before. I want to look up the history. Man, I don't know. Apparently they pulled it off in the 1950s. Do they still do it? Okay, it's not a very common surgery, but they've done it sometimes. Yeah, see, no, that's what I remember. It makes your eye look like... It gives you like a pinhole eye that's like all red with a black circle for the pupil. And you can see out of it. It looks like hell, but I'd take it over being blind. It's like how someone came up with the process to make cocaine. Oh yeah, that's insane. But it's real and I'm not crazy. Also, thank you, Cabby Bear, for the $100. Bro sent that and dipped, so I can't even thank him properly. You maniac. Oh well, he's gonna get a shout out in a video anyway, so there you go. That's life. Alright, I'm getting very hungry because it's like dinner time. It's 5. I don't eat at normal times. There are people that are like, yeah, I'll have lunch at 12 and then eat when I get home at like 6:30. And I'm like, are you not hungry all the time? How do you live? How do you do these things? Gonna eat eggs for dinner? Make a bitchin' egg salad sandwich? Now that you mention it, I do kind of want an egg salad sandwich for dinner. But my potatoes and onions and my leftover sidekicks. Omelet with bacon? I don't like bacon. We are hungry, we just power through hunger. Wow. I might be too neurodivergent and a minor to do that. Like, actually, if I'm hungry, it's a legitimate problem, because if I let it go on for too long, then I'll get nauseous. Or sometimes my body will even just start to just shut down. If I go like more than 4 hours without eating something, and then I continue not eating something, it starts to hurt, like more than regular hunger would. I don't know what's wrong with my body, but if there's not enough fuel in the tank, it will start attacking itself violently with pain. I don't know how to stop it. Guess I just do what like those crazy people do that try to extend their lifespan as long as possible. They just eat a specific amount of calories every few hours. And it's weird. My diabetic. Maybe. They say you get diabetes, type 2 diabetes, from having a high sugar diet. I don't know. I could have diabetes. So you tell my brain, burn some of that fat you have, we'll eat soon. Oh yeah? Huh. I guess I don't have that kind of mental strength. I don't know, man. If I do have diabetes, I've lasted remarkably long. Haven't passed out or anything. How do they tell if you got diabetes? I know they've got, like, tests and whatnot, but what are the symptoms that would make you go in to be tested for diabetes? I don't know, strength, that's the problem. Gotta start lifting weights. Lift them weights. Lift them weights. End up eating because I just eat. Yeah, real. Bumps in mouth. Uh-oh. I thought those were just canker sores. Okay, well, I'm not constantly thirsty, but, like, sometimes. Okay, well, no, I've done blood tests, so if I had diabetes, the blood test would have caught that. They would know. Right? Fuck. You're making stuff up. Yeah, okay, so if I had diabetes, the blood test would have caught that. So I don't. I get bumps in my mouth because of the vinegar. You know, those are canker sores. Those are very normal. People get those. Also, you know, if I'm thirsty, look, it would tell you, hey, your blood sugar is out of line. Okay. Must be the insatiable demon that lives in your stomach. Well, you know, I do get wary about being too thirsty, but not because of diabetes. It's because of rabies. Like, one of the cruel things of rabies that it does is it's killing you is that it makes you super thirsty, but also afraid of water. So fucked up. I know doctor, you should go see one of them. I don't go to the doctor unless I'm very ill. You guys remember that time? Probably not, but there was a time like last year, or maybe it was earlier this year, where I was having like severe pains in my stomach, but it felt like it was in my back also. And everything I read online, like, I had the exact symptoms for gallstones, which can only be removed with surgery. And I went to my doctor, I told her the symptoms, she was like, yeah, that sounds like gallstones, we're gonna send you for an ultrasound, and they found fucking nothing. And the pain ended after like a week. So, I don't know what the fuck that was about, or if that was just some weird COVID symptom I had, but for some reason it perfectly matched the symptoms of gallstones and nothing else. What the hell was that? That's why you never look up your symptoms on Google. Well, I was thinking like, oh, it's just like a regular stomach hurt thing, but I told my doctor where it hurt, and it's like in the exact spot where gallstones would be if I had them, but none were found. My body's just doing a little bit of trolling. You say, yeah. Was I pregnant? I fucking doubt it. I mean, if I was, where's that baby? Hi, thank you, Kaiju. I'm glad you like my channel. If I was pregnant, I think it would have come out by now. Unless I had one of those, like, terrible medical conditions where you have a baby, but it just dies and then never comes out. Although that would require, like, me being the next, like, coming of Christ or some shit. I don't know. Reabsorbed? Oh my god. Hey man, if your baby or fetus just gives up, reabsorbing that would be way easier than whatever miscarriages have to do. I was a boy kisser? Hell yeah, he is. He's gay as hell. He and Shinobu are making out in the ninja club after hours. You give me the same vibes as Game Grumps. I wish I had the marketing power of Game Grumps. I got disconnected from chat. They're trying to stop me. You found my channel after you came out? Oh, I'm glad it's been helpful. I mean, I know I don't make like a whole ton of queer content, but you know, I try. We know you're not pregnant because VTubers don't get laid. Right. No VTuber ever dates. They're always single all the time. Don't worry about it. That is one of the weirdest parts of idol culture. Like, the idols aren't allowed to date because of the fantasy. It's like, I don't know. I feel... The problem is that idols, whenever they do date, they date, like, non-famous people. So, if, like, an idol has a secret boyfriend, it's gonna be some nobody that she just happens to know. It's not gonna be another idol. I feel like if the idols were dating each other, that could work because of ship wars. I don't know. You could build up hype for an idol couple. That's how they do it in Hollywood. At least in my head, it's always F for F. I mean, fair enough. I do a lot of F for A. You were just calling me a loser. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand. That checks out. I understand what you're picking up what you're putting down, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm an independent creator. I'm not really a VTuber at all. So since I'm independent, I can date whoever I want. I can have as many girlfriends as I want, but none of you will ever know about that. YouTube is lagging. Maybe I should just pack things up. Yeah. Yeah. I will date who I want, but if I do end up dating, none of you will ever know about it. That's the price I gotta pay. None of you can know my true secret identity till I hit 100,000. You're just like me for real? Okay, yeah. Is that what you're saying about me? What point do people remember that idols are just people? After a murder? Like, I don't know. I feel a bit more secure being obsessed with fictional characters because at least nobody's getting hurt that way. Like, if a fictional character, if they stop making, like, content with that character, we can just keep drawing fan art and just fan comics, and that keeps going forever. But, people? Nah. Can't be a fan of people. I don't know. Had my heart broken too many times. By people. But Miku will never let me down. Krypton will, but Miku never will. Considering what I saw, like, I totally missed out on when Miku Expo was coming back to North America, because I had tickets for the original one that got canceled because of COVID, but when I saw the footage afterwards, I realized, oh, they didn't do the hologram effect with like the glass screens like they did when I went to my last Miku Expo. They just put a big fucking TV on stage. That's just a screen. It's not very thematic at all. It doesn't look like she's blending into the stage whatsoever. She's just performing on a black void. So I was kind of glad I didn't go. It didn't look as good as when I went. Anyway, I'm tired of being a hater. I do want to have an egg salad sandwich, but I don't have any salt and vinegar snacks to have it with. Buzzkill. I need to go out tomorrow and buy more salt and vinegar flavored snacks. They stopped selling salt and vinegar hickory sticks in vertical bag form at my local grocery store, so I gotta go other places to find them. They take everything from me there. They keep teasing me bringing back the salt and vinegar hickory sticks, and they get rid of them again. I'm so fucking mad. Like, who is in charge of restocking at this grocery store? Give us another, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the hickory stick? It's like potato chips, but a stick. Little matchsticks. Very fun. I have a 3-day week coming up because of Thanksgiving. Did Thanksgiving already happen for Americans? Because I keep getting emails about Black Friday. Well, whatever. I don't know. It's this Thursday, okay. I don't know anything about America. I thought, like, that's late as fuck in November. The 28th? You get Friday off too. We'd hope so. Anyway, I'm gonna go and eat my food. My delicious food that I make with deliciously. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to everybody who became real fakers and all that. Thank you to Capybara for sending me $100 and bouncing. Goodbye. Gonna eat food. Gonna eat food. Gonna eat food. There's food. I'm gonna